Okay, now let's try to change the department of employee one. So employee one dot get department dot set name to marketing. Okay, here I have changed the department of employee one. Let's try to print employee one after the clone because I have changed, and then let's try to print employee two. Now the expectation here is I should be seeing the employee two, that is cloned one, the value of department should be changed to marketing for both. Okay, let's give some identifier. So I say original so that I can differentiate, and this is cloned. Okay, so here cloned and original have been same, right? So the purpose of this is the issue with solo cloning. I have modified the detail of employee one, but after cloning also employee two got impacted. Okay, let's try to change the department for employee two here. Okay, let's make it employee two name as tech. Now after modifying the employee to, let's see what happens to original. See, both have been changed. So here changing in the department for changing the member attribute, which is a type of class in the cloned object, the original object has been changed. And other way also we have seen that if I change the detail of member class value of member class attribute value of employee 1 employee 2 got changed. So this is the issue with solo cloning. Why it is happening? Because department class is not clonable. Okay, so this is a problem with solo cloning. How we are going to solve the solo cloning? That solo cloning can be changed to deep cloning. That's what we are going to do. Deep cloning is even if you are passing the reference, the cloned object will not be impacted if there is any change in the original object after cloning. Okay, so and same way if you make any change in the cloned object, the original object should not be impacted. Okay, how to do the deep cloning? The first way of doing the deep cloning is we have to make this department class clonable, implements clonable, and override your clone method. Okay, so here the object what I am returning, that is department. Now let's see, there is no impact. So once you do this cloning, what you need to do, you need to say that while doing the cloning of clone object, sorry, while doing the cloning of employee object, what you need to say, you need to say that employee one return employee. Okay, is equal to new employee one, where I'm passing ID. I will use the ID of this dot ID, this dot name. Okay, so we have this object here. We will get it. That is nothing but return type is super dot clone. Okay, imply one I will get like super dot clone, which is a nothing but new instance. Then I will change the department, set department. Okay, super dot, that is return dot get department dot clone. Okay, and this one will be of the department type. Then I will return the return employee. Now let's try. See here, original was sales and modified tech. After cloning, I modified tech to for the employee two. So employee one here is unimpacted, okay, and employee two is, that is what cloned is change. So if I do this change for employee one, then employee two should not be impacted, right? So here we have got the deep cloning. So to understand the deep cloning, what you need to do, all the member class of the employee, that should be either clonable, like we have used a string that is already clonable, otherwise we have to make the clonable. So, and second thing what we need to do, we have to, whenever we write the logic for cloning, we have to set the value of the cloned of sorry you have to set the value of the member class using its clone method of the member class. So here something like that I have done, set department, get the department of employee, and call the clone method of that, so that you will get the new department over here. That will not impact the original one. Fine. Let's try to understand few things about cloning. As I explained here, let's talk about this when you check the equality of your clone method with the original one. So here, if I say sys out employee 1 equals employee 2, this should be false because cloned object is not the same reference. Okay, it should be false because both are different reference. Cloned object is the copy of that, that is always a new object. Okay, but if I, because it is a clone, when I use equals, probably it may give true. Why it is giving false? Because department and employee, we have to give the equals method, we have to override the equals method of your class. So here if I put equals, so both objects are equal if First, I need to give the object, that is employee 1, that is another object equal to employee 1 obj, so that I can typecast, because I need to access all the variables and methods. So if I say this dot id equal to another dot id, and this dot name dot equals another object dot another dot get name, and this dot salary equal to another dot salary, and this dot and this dot department dot get name dot equals another dot get department dot get name. If all those things match, then those are equal. Okay, if all those things match, then I say it is equal. Let's try to, because it is cloning. Now it is true. So when I create the object, it is, as I said, it is field to field copy. So a cloned object has all the field already copied to employee uh, 2 from employee 1. So you can say that employee 1 dot equals employee 2. That is always true. And both are for the same data type, for the same class. When I say get class employee 1 dot get class, it should be equal to employee 2 dot get class, right? Both should be from same object. Correct. So this is what we can see from here. So it can be clone object and class can be same, should be same. So instead of this equal, you can use other equal as well. But that is from same class, so it will just give you the value of that class. So it is because at the class level there is no references. The reference is at the object level. So you can use double equal here. Okay, let's try to see the, we have seen it is not equal to. Okay, so x dot clone should not equal to x if I use the equal operator. Okay, so we have seen all those relationship between original object and clone object. Okay, so here what we have covered, we have seen how to do the cloning, what is the condition of doing the cloning. Okay, and then we took a look on solo cloning. By default, that is by default behavior, that is solo cloning. Then we have seen how we can do the deep cloning by making member class as a clonable. Okay, and if we are not making member class as a clonable, what we can do, we have to create a new object when I am doing the cloning. So here I have, when I'm trying to do the cloning for the employee, let's try to see it. So here I will always set, I will create a new. Okay, before doing this, let's see what is the output. Okay, let's comment it this one and go back to the previous behavior. Okay, now if I see, cloned object is tech and original object is sales, because I have set the value of department, I have changed the department for clone object. Now same thing I'm going to achieve without implementing clonable for the member class. So I'm going to department. So department, let's not implement clonable. Let's remove this one as well. Okay. Now let's go to clone method for employee, because I don't have now clone method. So let's create department is equal to new department, and this one I will set the department as return dot department dot name. Fine. Now I will set this one new value. Okay, then return it. Let's see. So values are same. So here I have achieved deep cloning by second way, like not implementing the clonable for the member class. What I did while doing the cloning of the parent class, okay, the member class, I will create new object of the member class and set the values of the member class from the parent object. So this is here I have created a new object of the member class, that is department, and set the value as the parent class attribute. Okay, so this is way you can achieve the deep cloning without implementing the uh, without making member class as a clonable. Okay, so then we have seen how, what is the relationship between original object and cloned object. Like their class should be equal, so they're not with the same reference. The cloned copy is the cloned is the new reference, and their values are always same, that is field by field copy. Okay, so this is all about cloning. It's very important concept. You can try out on your own by doing some exercise, googling it. Okay, next topic I will move to serialization.